Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the Gateway Intermediate Workbook series, which is literally just a workbook created by the Monroe Institute of Applied Sciences for those who would like a more step-by-step experience when undergoing the Gateway process. If you have not done so, I recommend that you watch part 1 by clicking here, as well as the entirety of the Gateway program series, which you can also find by clicking here. And finally, if you would like to read this paper/workbook, as well as listen to the Gateway tapes, you can do so by clicking the links in my description. Okay, so when we left off last time, we had just arrived at the section called To Perceive Distant Events and People, in parentheses, remote viewing. This section says to go to focus 10 and then recharge your energy bar tool, or EBT, in order to replace it with new and fresh energy. After that, you're going to take one end of your energy bar tool and place it at the center of your consciousness. The paper doesn't say where the center of your consciousness is, so I think that it's more of a personal preference thing, and it really depends on where you perceive your center of consciousness to be. Next, you want to stretch your EBT from the center of your consciousness all the way to the individual or the event that you're attempting to perceive. Then you want to let the energy from the far end of the EBT flow through the EBT and into your own consciousness. If you practice this enough, it becomes an excellent method for practicing remote viewing or even just sending someone a message. The next section is get to focus 12 and return, in parentheses, awareness expansion. So when you've reached a stable and deep level of focus 10, you'll find yourself charged with feelings of focus 12. Your mind should feel more awake, but in a different way than with focus 10. First off, when this starts to happen, you want to say 11, and then when this feeling strengthens and becomes a little deeper, you want to say 12. You'll start to notice this state becomes stronger and stronger the more you exercise, and I'm assuming that exercise here means undergo the gateway exercises. And as you continue to do them, the stronger your ability to enter and stay in focus 12 will become. If you find that you're not starting to naturally have this feeling at focus 10, it just means that you need to spend more time in focus 10 and that you're not ready for focus 12. After all, focus 10 is the key to the entire gateway system and, dare I say, the foundational focus level. If you would like to return from focus 12, all you need to do is make the intention to do so, and if you want to, you can put your desire into the universe, and then you want to count down from 12 to 10, and then again from 10 to 1. And now we've made it to problem solving, questions, and answers. We're taking a trip back to consciousness 1 for a second and asking ourselves to think of a problem or a question. The more specific, the better. Once you have this in your mind, make your way up to focus 12, concentrating on the problem or question that you chose, as well as the desire for an answer. Then release concentration and notice the visual images, the words, the thoughts, etc. that come to you. Moving on, we've made it to focus 12, clock exercise, in parentheses, spatial orientation. After moving up to focus 12, imagine a clock with your consciousness at its center. The 3 should be to your right, the 9 to your left, etc. By that, I think that it means to literally spread your consciousness in the different directions of the clock. For example, one piece of your consciousness will go to 1, another one will go to 2, and eventually you'll look like this spiky image that you're seeing in this picture. Next, swivel the clock 90 degrees so that the 3 is in front of you and the 9 is behind you, etc. Continue exploration, guided again by the numbers on the clock. Observe closely what you perceive at each point. And now we've arrived at to create Resonant energy balloon, or Rebal. If you've done any of the gateway tapes, which again are in the description below, you'll probably have heard of the Resonant energy balloon, or Rebal, already. To begin, go to focus 10, inhaling deeply and bringing energy in and up and around your body. Hold your breath for as long as you feel comfortable, ideally for a count of 10, then exhale as if softly blowing out a candle. When you exhale, you want to make sure that you're releasing all of the energy from inside of you, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Return to breathing normally. Repeat this process 8 to 10 times, and as you exhale, round out the angle of the energy more and more around you, building your energy balloon. See and feel the energy swirl around you as you exhale down and around. Then start the flow from right to left. Inhale, bringing energy in from the right. Hold your breath, then exhale slowly, moving the energy from your right to your left. Then breathe normally. Each time you exhale, let the energy become more and more round, forming a protective floating ball. Proceed to perceive and observe the flowing energy in your resonant energy ball all around you. It's protecting you and letting you float inside of it. Now, inhaling in and out, allow your energy to spread all around in the gaps of the balloon, making it lighter, brighter, and helping it to float more easily. When you have finished doing this exercise and using your Rebal, let it move inward and allow yourself to reabsorb it. Second, state exercises with your Rebal. Once again, you want to create your Rebal while in focus 10. Once it becomes light, allow it to carry you upwards. This should be very easy and there should be little to no straining on your part to do this. Also keep in mind that you don't really have to think about this literally as a balloon taking you upward. Instead, it should take you upward more naturally into a lighter, more expanded experience and consciousness of being. Also, you can float upward either horizontally or vertically, it's really up to you. After you've floated up a short distance, stop and perceive and observe everything that's around you. Once you've done that, float back down to where you began. Repeat this process 4 times, each time going higher and higher before returning to where you began. At the end of this exercise, turn your Rebal inward and reabsorb it back into your body. Before we keep going, please let me know that you're enjoying this video by hitting that like button, and if you want to make sure that you don't miss the next installment of this series, hit that subscribe button because this paper is a chubby baby and there's probably going to be at least 3 or 4 parts to it. Next, we have free movement exercises, in parentheses, to leave your physical body. Once again, you want to create your Rebal in focus 10. Once you've done that, you can do the following exercises to your heart's desire, and then once you're finished doing them, you can reabsorb your Rebal. The first exercise is to roll out of your body like a log rolling in water. The second is to go up like a stiff pole or,
other stiff things.
So if you want, you can like start here and then you can just kind of go whoop. And look, you're out of your body. Congratulations, you did it. Good job. The third way to leave your body that you can practice is to just back away from it. So like if this is your body, you just kind of go whoop, like that. The fourth is to go out of your head, kind of like a gas. And the fifth is just to float above your physical body. Congratulations, you can now leave your body. So now let's do some stuff to make desired pattern changes in your life. Go to focus 12, visualize, think about, and experience the following. Think of and build carefully in your mind the pattern or position that you desire, aka what you want. Release the thought and move it strongly throughout all areas of your expanded awareness, letting it flow to the furthest parts of it. Immediately, it will begin to form and develop until it becomes a complete reality, assuming that it's beneficial and constructive to the purpose of your total self. I believe this is referred to as shifting, and if I'm wrong, maybe it's manifesting, I'm not 100% sure. Let me know what you think in the comments. And now we've hit the energy balance section. Returning to focus 10, you want to use your bright, healing purple light from your EBT to cleanse and heal and just re-energize and recharge your LBM and EBM. Just as a reminder, your LBM is your living body map and your EBM is your emotional body map. Once you're all nice and recharged, you can approach your repository box, taking out the problems that you can do something about. Next, cleanse away any negative energy or negative emotions from your problems with a green, cooling, soothing light from your EBT. And finally, to conclude each exercise. Finally, take the rest of your problems out of your repository box and cleanse them again with the soothing green light from your EBT. Once you've cleansed all your problems, count back from 10 to 1 to re-enter the C1 state, sit up, do a little stretch, do some deep breathing, and then go ahead and write down everything that you just experienced in order to keep it in your mind and not forget it. The next half of the paper is called Daily Tools for Use During Your Physical Life. But if you want to hear any of these handy dandy daily tips, you're gonna have to wait till next time. Thanks for watching.